Stamps. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, looking in the window and looking out the window. I'm using Happy Home, and you could really use any of these scenes today. I think it would be a very sweet card to use this empty bench and then inside saying Missing You. This one is done with the tree, and I have to tell you, I learned that if you're going to use the tree when you go to stamp it, do not center the tree on your cardstock, or the trunk of the tree will be right behind the window frame. So off center it a bit. Today I thought I would use the kite and the dog. My card base is Wisteria Wonder, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a layer of Old Olive. This is 5 1/4 by 4. I have 2 pieces of Whisper White that are 5 by 3 3/4. One of these is our regular Whisper White, and then this piece is the thick Whisper White cardstock. The thick one I'm using for my brick wall, and I also have a piece of thick Whisper White that I'm going to use for the window frames and the flower box. I used coaster board for my original, which I like very much. I like that there's a tiny bit of contrast between the colors, and it's also just feels more solid, like maybe it's a real window, but I didn't have enough coaster board for everybody in my stamping group, so thick Whisper White will work just lovely. This is actually the stepped up version with the flowers, and I'll show you how to do that too. I have a half of a tea lace paper doily. These are retiring. I have a piece of Designer Series paper. I just wanted something that looked like, I don't know, wallpaper or something. So I chose this from the Pretty Petals Designer Series paper stack. I have 2 pieces of window sheet. These are 2.5 by 3. And I have a piece of that regular Whisper White cardstock that's that same size. And I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is really a scrap. It's about 3/4 of an inch by, I think, 4. I just needed something for my flowers. And then if you're going to do the extra flowers, you'll just need a narrow strip of the Wisteria Wonder. I do need the brick wall embossing folder, the Hearth and Homes Thinlits. You may want some basic pearls for embellishments. And my inks are Basic Gray, Old Olive, and Wisteria Wonder. Also using a blender pen for my coloring. I'm going to start off by stamping my window box in Old Olive on the edge of my thick Whisper White. And I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. I'm using my magnetic platform, my cut-up layer, and the magnetic platform holds my Thinlit down on right over my window box. And you can see this piece is much larger than I need. That's okay. And I'll run this through the Big Shot. And pull your window box and your window frame. This usually pops right out. And then one more time through the Big Shot for my inside window frame. I'm going to use glue dots in the corners of my window frame. Window sheets right in there. That way they won't disappear on my table. I'm going to cut this doily in half. I have put glue dots on either side of this center frame and about 1/2 inch or so above. And I'm going to line up my lace curtains. And I'm trying to make these even. And then I'm just going to trim off the extra. And I'll just add some adhesive of your choice. If you're going to glue onto the window sheet, you want to use glue dots, but I'm gluing actually onto the lace doily and the bottom of this window. So I have my inside. On that little scrap of Whisper White, I'm using the little flowers. These are the smaller of the flowers. And I'm just stamping randomly across here. You can probably get about 5 of those flowers. And maybe I'll go this way. And then fussy cut roughly around these flowers. And use adhesive of your choice to put your flowers into your window box. And then put your window box under your window. I want to build my brick wall, so I'm using the thick Whisper White in my brick wall folder. This large folder can go either way, so I do want my bricks to be lined up so that the bricks are horizontal on the portrait style card. Put that into my sandwich and run this through the Big Shot. And there's my wall. I've got dimensionals on the back of my window, and I'm just going to stick that to my brick wall. Stick my brick wall to my Old Olive layer. This is a very narrow border. And then just put this on my card front. Moving to the inside of my card, I'm going to stamp the greeting, "It's a good day," in Old Olive. And those same flowers that we have on the front, we're going to stamp those on either side of the greeting. And you might want to put some of these on your envelope as well. And we're ready to put this on the inside of our card. I always like to double check that I've got it right side up. Love that green glue because I can move it around a bit. And now I want to do my inside window. So I have that 2.5 by 3 piece that I want to put my greeting in. I do want to be aware that when you put your window on, what are you going to be covering up with your window frame? And so I'm going to want to make sure my kite is still in view. I am using Basic Gray. This is archival ink, and so it's kind of better to, when you're doing watercolor looks, it's a little bit more water resistant. Going back to Old Olive, now most of my stamp pads I've already done this and I've got ink, but if you squeeze, pressing the ink pad up against the lid, and that gives you your ink palette. And then you can use your blender pen or your aqua painter to pull up a little bit of ink. It's always better to go lighter because you can always add more. And I just want to add a hint of color there. Maybe I'll make the kite green too. To clean my brush, I just scribble on my paper until it comes clean. Some more glue dots in the corners. And this is another opportunity to be sure I'm lining that up right. Now for the best effect, you want to kind of line up, so feel where that window is and try and make this the same location on your card. And there's your window. Now if you want to go the extra mile with your window box, I'm using the Tree Builder Punch, and there's a little flower, a little tiny flower. Punch some flowers. I used 9 on the front of my original. You will have lots of confetti left over, for the scrap bin, and I've got 9 flowers, and I'm going to put those on my Stampin' Pierce mat and use the pointy end and just push these for a little dimension. And then I'm just going to dot some flowers. I want to kind of overlap my window box. And then I'm using the tiniest little pearls in the center of those flowers. And my card is done. If you would like to order Happy Home, now is the time to buy it because this is on the retiring list. And you can get that as a bundle with the Hearth and Home Thinlits dies. The Thinlits dies are in the new catalog, but sadly Happy Home is not. And of course, all of the bundles from the previous catalogs are going to be going away. There are some new bundles, but the bundle price is not continuing. So pick this bundle up now while you can. Just come over to bevadams.com, click the Shop Now button, and that will take you to my online store. Don't forget to check out my frequent shopper rewards program too. So thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you.